Quotes on ego. He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. Drop the idea of becoming someone because you are already a masterpiece. You cannot be improved. You have only to come to it, to know it, to realize it. The ego says, do this, achieve that, earn this. Then you will be happy. And you are already that. Simply realize it. More the knowledge, lesser the ego. Lesser the knowledge, more the ego. The ego is only an illusion, but a very influential one. Letting the ego illusion become your identity can prevent you from knowing your true self. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. A great man is always willing to be little. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Pride comes before a fall. Ego is the only requirement to destroy any relationship. The less you feed your ego, the less you have to suffer. Your ego can become an obstacle to your work. If you start believing in your greatness, it is the death of your creativity. The ultimate aim of the ego is not to see something, but to be something. The ego wants to want more than it wants to have. Ego is just like dust in the eyes. Without clearing the dust, we can't see anything clearly. So clear the ego and see the world. When ego is lost, limit is lost. You become infinite, kind, beautiful. Let go of your ego and you will find peace. A man's ego is the fountainhead of human progress. Ego is the immediate dictate of human consciousness. The ego is the single biggest obstruction to the achievement of anything. A big ego can be a big boat that's hard to steer. The ego thrives on approval and praise. Ego takes everything personally. Ego is not who you really are. Ego is your self-image. It is your social mask. It is the role you are playing. The ego seeks to divide and separate. Spirit seeks to unify and heal. More the knowledge, lesser the ego. Lesser the knowledge, more the ego. True self-esteem lies not in what you have, but in who you are. The greatest obstacle to discovery is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. The less you cling to self-importance, the more you can enjoy life. Pride can cloud judgment and hinder progress. A mind dominated by self-centeredness is a prison. To transcend the self, one must let go of pride and arrogance. The greatest victories are won on the battlefield of the mind. When you release the need to be right, peace follows. True freedom comes from letting go of self-importance. In seeking to always be right, you lose sight of the truth. The greatest enemy of learning is the illusion of knowing. When you detach from the self, clarity emerges. Letting go of self-centered thoughts brings peace. The self is not the true essence of who we are. In the absence of pride, love and compassion flourish. The path to wisdom is through humility. Self-importance isolates, humility connects. When self-importance fades, true self emerges. True power lies in self-mastery, not in control over others. Arrogance diminishes wisdom. Self-importance is the mask of insecurity. Peace begins when the self is quieted. True humility is staying grounded despite success. Pride is the barrier to growth. When self-importance is shed, wisdom shines through. Humility leads to greatness. Letting go of self-centeredness brings inner peace. Pride makes us artificial. Humility makes us real. A humble heart sees the world clearly. Self-centered thoughts blind us to reality. True strength is in controlling the self. Letting go of the need to impress brings freedom. The less self-centered, the more empathetic we become. Humility is the foundation of true confidence. Self-importance breeds conflict. Release the need for validation to find inner peace. Pride is a wall. Humility is a bridge. The self is not who we are. It's who we think we are. Quiet the self to hear the wisdom within. Ego is the veil that separates us from our true selves. The ego thrives on comparison and competition. Ego seeks validation. Humility seeks understanding. The ego's hunger is insatiable. Humility's hunger is satisfied. Self-awareness is the compass of the soul. The path to wisdom is paved with humility. Authenticity is the language of the soul. Inner peace blooms in the garden of selflessness. In quietness, we find the strength to listen. The true self shines brightest in humility. Kindness is the currency of the heart. Simplicity is the keynote of true elegance. The shadow of self-importance veils the truth. Attachment to self blinds us to our interconnectedness. The louder the self-centeredness, the softer the whispers of wisdom. In the absence of humility, disharmony prevails. Self-centeredness is the veil that obscures the beauty of the soul. The weight of self-centeredness prevents the flight of the spirit. Self-importance seeks validation. Humility seeks understanding. The thirst for control drowns out the voice of reason. When self-importance retreats, authenticity emerges. Self-centeredness is the architect of division. Humility, the bridge to unity. The hunger for self-importance is insatiable. Humility's hunger is satisfied. In the silence beyond self, the truth speaks softly. The fortress of self is built on a foundation of fear. Humility is the antidote to the poison of self-importance. Self-centeredness is the seed of conflict. Humility, the soil of peace. The greatest fear of self-centeredness is the dissolution of self. In the absence of self-centeredness, there is clarity. The dance of self-centeredness is one of separation. Humility's one of connection. Self-centeredness thrives in the shadows of insecurity. In the absence of self-centeredness, true self-awareness blossoms. Growth begins at the edge of comfort. Compassion is the bridge that connects us all. Ego sees enemies where there are none. Ego is the source of inner conflict. In the grip of ego, we lose touch with reality. The journey within leads to the discovery of our true essence. Empathy is the language of the soul, spoken through compassionate hearts. Strength is found in vulnerability, courage in facing our truths. Silence nurtures the seeds of wisdom within. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the prison of resentment. True freedom is found in letting go of attachments. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into blessings. Love is the highest vibration that resonates within us all. In stillness, we find the whispers of our inner wisdom. The beauty of life lies in its imperfections. Compassion is the music of the heart, resonating through the universe. Authenticity is the pathway to genuine connection. Joy blooms from the seeds of gratitude. The present moment is the canvas upon which we paint our lives. Courage is the flame that ignites our true potential. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. The heart knows the path, even when the mind is uncertain. In the depths of darkness, we discover the light within. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Ego is the enemy of growth and self-awareness. The louder the ego, the quieter the soul. Ego seeks to dominate. Humility seeks to serve.